Quick disclaimer, this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor, and nothing here should be considered financial advice. Always do your own research and understand the risks before investing.
Yeah, welcome back to another Bitcoin update. So today is, or it already did happen, but the Fed meeting, I believe they did not cut any rates. We were expecting a bit of volatility, obviously, for today with that event, so nothing too crazy. With getting right to it, basically what we've been talking about, if you haven't seen any of our longer term Bitcoin update videos, make sure to check those out. Those will go more into the longer term. This video is just more for some of the shorter term videos for Bitcoin. So what we've been tracking for the last few videos is a ABC corrective bounce to the upside since this low that we've gotten from the 25th of January, an ABC pattern where this could be marked as our A wave bottom. But like we were saying in the last video, it's totally possible if we break support and head lower and we form another low in the A wave. But for now, we're just going to expect that this A wave already did bottom, just because we have formed a 5-wave move up, as well as holding this B wave support, and we have not formed any 5-wave move down yet. So we should expect this B wave pattern to be a corrective A, B, C to the downside, where we should enter the support zone between this retracement on the end isn't super reliable, so do not really look at it as a super reliable one. Once we kind of break the 78.6, this is just kind of a minor last minute one that could possibly hold but not guaranteed, and I wouldn't rely on it too heavily. But like we always say too, if we go a little below it and we get back up, then that's totally okay. What we do not want to see is a decisive break below it. So our support zone between the 88,239 to 87,000. Like I said, it's okay if we go a little bit lower as long as we bounce back up. So assuming what we've seen so far with a 5-wave move up and all patterns filled for this A, B, C to the upside, with this C wave also being a 5-wave move up. Let me redraw that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which would fill out all 5 waves for that C wave. So this does form a ABC move to the upside, which would form that A wave. Now we can expect that same thing, A, B, C to the downside for that B wave. If we hold support, like I was saying in the last video too, it's totally possible that everything that we're looking for this corrective B wave to the upside, let me just add that in so it makes more sense. Everything that we are looking for this corrective B wave to the upside, it technically could already be in, because we did somewhat form that bounce, and we did not enter the resistance zone. But like I was saying last video, it's totally possible that this move to the upside could just be all of the B wave. Now, that's not the likely scenario that we're tracking. That's not the most likely outcome. It's just something to think about. And obviously, this direct ABC to the upside is not guaranteed. It's just the most probable scenario that we are tracking. So I wouldn't want to put this B wave top as the main scenario, because it is not the most probable. But I think it's important to give you different scenarios, different things that could be playing out, and just to keep you ready and not surprised if it were to happen. Now for this B wave, when we do find support, if we do get that bounce up, we should form that 5-wave move up in a C wave, which should always be filled with 5 waves, but not guaranteed, obviously, unless something more complex is going on, just because B wave corrective moves, they can be, just depending on the way the trend is going, they can be a little bit harder to track. With the trend being down since the 14th of January, these moves, counter trend moves, could be a little bit harder to track. But as of right now, we're just looking for the ABC. Once we do find support for this B wave, we can start that 5-wave advance for that C wave, and to finish off that corrective B wave bounce, where we could enter between 90,586 to 95,410. Now, like I was saying, it's totally possible that this B wave could already be in, but once we do get a top in this B wave, head to the support zone for the B wave, start that C wave up. Once we do enter this resistance zone, we will be watching to see if we're able to break above it. If we break above this resistance zone, then it's likely that this 4th wave that we have been tracking of the top from the 14th of January, it's totally possible that this could just be part of a larger 4th wave extension, where it could take track in a, let's see here, where this move or this low from the November 21st could just be a B, C to the upside in a larger 4th wave corrective move. So that would be what we would be looking for if we were to break above resistance, but that is not expected. What we're expecting to happen is that fourth wave, or the 3rd wave that bottomed on the 21st of November, and the 4th wave corrective bounce that has topped on the 14th of January. Once we do find that top of the B wave, then we can expect a rejection for that 5th wave to the downside, and we can enter that larger support zone that we were talking about in some of our last videos. So yeah, that's pretty much everything for this video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.